disproportionately higher amount of time when it was a girl. But isn't that just networking? A lot of people see failed relationships as a waste of time and emotions, but they're a gold mine of learning and opportunities as well. For example, in my case, I have never proposed to a person face to face in person in my life. What does it tell me? And I was never not ready for having relationships in person. I was not ready to accept love. Another common pattern was that all these failed relationships, the girls kept playing the damsels in distress most of the time. And that again tells you, what does it tell you? That broken people save broken people. In movies, it's a good thing, it sounds like a great thing to do. But in relationships, if you're playing the savior, 80% of times it's a toxic relationship. And from all the toxic pseudo relationships I have seen, so relationships have been my Ferris wheel. And trying to mount them again and again through these failed relationships, I have learned a lot and I've reached a view which is kinder, gentler, and very wiser. So first thing I have learned is that I listen better. I listen to people's intentions and motives, not just what they're saying. I am much better at handling anger, both mine and any other person's. Thirdly, I have become self-confident and socially attractive instead of just looks or just intelligence. And the most important thing I have learned, love is not just a feeling. Love is a set of actions, the more recent, the better, that have been taking into account the self-respect and goals of both the parties. Now I'd like to introduce the next speaker. When I asked her what was her biggest fear, I thought it would be something around health, relationships, or money. But her biggest fear is not something like that. It is snakes. And what do the snakes do? It hurts her chance of winning at fear factor, which is one of her long-term goals. So with that, I would like to introduce, sorted from the inside and shiny from the outside, our President Toastmasters Harshita.
There are four people that you often see when you go to a Ferris wheel ride. So you see that one person crying and screaming. Then there's another person who's just clinging on to the bars and holding on and keeping their eyes closed. There are other people who are vomiting outside, unluckily for the person who's sitting below. And there are other people who are praying to God and making deals that please save me. I'm scared of this Ferris wheel. Now, every time I went for a Ferris wheel ride, I belong to all these four categories. And I would never enjoy the Ferris wheel ride because I was so scared. I had so much fear that I would get on. I would sit there with my eyes closed. My husband would often make fun of me. Oh, you can never do this. You'll never enjoy a Ferris wheel ride. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. You know that one thing that happens when your partner says you can't do something? You want to prove them wrong. You want to do the opposite of that. So the next time we went to the amusement park, I said, no, I'm going to sit on that Ferris wheel ride. Going to keep my eyes open and I'm going to enjoy this ride. Saying this, we got onto the queue, we sat down, they clicked the bars down, and I realized that I'm stuck at that point. I can't go out. And slowly, the Ferris wheel started going up. And I kept thinking, no, don't give in to your fears, just hold on. Stay, nothing's going to happen. And as we kept going higher, people kept becoming smaller. I couldn't take the fear anymore, and I went to grab the bars, the handlebars, and I wanted to open my eyes. And at that moment, my husband grabbed my hands, and he looked at me and smiled. At that moment, I decided I wanted to let go of that fear and enjoy this experience. So I did. I really enjoyed the experience of being 60 feet above. I was on top of the world. It was magical, and I was on top of the world. I found myself on top of the world another time. Specifically, I was standing on top of a cliff with my friends. Four of my friends, we were standing on the cliff and looking down at the deep blue waters. We could see people jumping, diving off the cliff, and swimming in the pool. So, yes, as a bunch of 20-year-olds, we wanted to do cliff diving. Let me tell you, it wasn't a very tall cliff. It was just 10 feet tall. But this is something that we had to do. So one by one, all my four friends jumped into the water. And when it was my turn, I looked down. Now that looked very, very scary. And the cliff looked suddenly very sharp. And what would happen to me? And how would I hurt myself? So I was really, really scared. I stood and I stood there and I stood there. Till finally, I stood there with so much fear that till I finally looked down and I saw my friends enjoying. At that point, I decided I can either stand here and regret not having done this incredibly cool thing, or I would leave the fear and take the leap of faith. And I took the leap of faith, and I had the most exhilarating experience that day. And I was so happy that I conquered this fear. Fear can often show up in very weird, unexpected ways. Of late, I have this fear. Sometimes when I come on stage, my mouth dries up. It dries up completely, and I find it difficult to open my mouth and talk. I keep trying to speak, but my mouth is so dry that it hurts. But I come on stage and I look at everyone. I look at Priyasa smiling at me. I look at Chubankar nodding at me. I look at Karthik encouraging me and rooting for me. And I realize this is a room full of people who want me to succeed. And I realize I'm going to be okay. So this is my club. I come here and I can let go of my fears. I can jump, but I won't fall. So week after week, I let go of this fear that my mouth is going to go dry and I'm going to make a fool of myself. And I come here and I take that leap of faith. The fear of public speaking can look different to each one of us. For some people, our legs may shake. For some people, we may be scared that we'll forget our whole speech, that our voice will stammer, and maybe, and just maybe, the table topic master will catch. But still, what I encourage you to do, look at the left and look at your right. Look at your left and look at your right. And know that you're amongst people in a platform called Toastmasters. Each of us want you to succeed. So when you do this journey, leave your fear aside and take this ride. It's only when you leave the fear aside can you really enjoy this ride. And with this, I would like to open today's. We have one guest? No. Our newest member, right? Yes. Could you stand up and just say hello to everyone? We're so excited you have joined us.
Hello everyone. And I'm very excited.
Great. Welcome. Okay. To take this meeting forward, we have a very dynamic young person over here. He works as a manager for a solar company. So he is responsible for the green initiative and he is responsible to keep our planet safe. So I think we need to learn a lot from him. His biggest fear is that he is in his exam hall and he's not prepared for his paper. But today, our TMOD is all prepared to take you on a wonderful journey. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Rakesh.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Myself, Rakesh. I am team OD for today's meeting. I would like to share my adventurous experience I tried in Manali recently. So I tried paragliding activity. To do the paragliding activity, the jeep took us 8,000 feet height than the sea level. To take off, we need to run for 20 feet, 20 steps. So 20 steps. So the parachute will come up due to the opposite side of a wind. So while running, I started feeling like I'm going to jump and I'm going to die. I fall down from the 8,000 feet. My heartbeat raised and I got an adrenaline rush. After the 20 feet, 20 steps, I flew up and 30 seconds was completely horrible. I did not see anything like that from the top side. After the 30 seconds, my body told, bro, nothing going to happen. You tied properly. So enjoy the view from the heights. So I started feeling comfortable. I saw the beautiful river. mountain, a tiny people from the top side, the birds, the cool breeze. So the next 10 minutes was completely beautiful in my life. I can't forget it. So come relating the same thing to our real life. So as a beginner, if someone call you on stage, we will say I have a stage fear. I can't give a speech. This will be there for everyone. So first speech, second speech, third speech, fourth speech we feel start feeling comfortable. Then will be a performer. So is it possible to skip this process? If I told that no for 1 minute, I could not able to enjoy the next 10 minutes. So if you don't take that fear for one or two, three sessions, you can't enjoy the freedom of speech for a lifetime. So one or two speeches it will be there. Next time it will be free for everyone. Um, to proceed in the so that's a theme of a meeting. Treat life like a Ferris wheel ride. You must get past of a fear to enjoy the beautiful you. So similarly, we prepare Ashita and me with the same concept. That's a good thing. Um, to take this moving further in the meeting, the Toastmaster Club started in 1925 by the Rose C. Smedley. So, with the intention of improving the communication skill, public speaking skills, and leadership skill. And our Sunshine Toastmaster Club started in 1999 to benefit of the guests and the members. I'm going to tell the flow of this meeting. The first part will be prepared speeches. The 5 to 7 minutes prepared speeches will be delivered by the three speakers. Second, at 8 o'clock we will take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. So quickly come back, and the third session will be fun-filling table topic session. So random questions and random topic will be given to the audience. Anyone from the audience guest can come here and talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Finally, the general evaluator going to evaluate the complete session and tell the improvement points to improve ourselves for the next meeting. To take this meeting forward, I would like to call a person. He is a long time member of a Sunshine Club and has a good experience as a Toastmaster. He is also area 24 director, and he loves car racing. So, Toastmaster Akash, General Evaluator, please come on stage and tell the rules of the meeting.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So, my role for today is that of the general evaluator, and for the purpose of all the guests here, the role of the general evaluator is to evaluate the entire meeting from start to finish. Um, this is not an easy task, obviously, evaluating an entire meeting, because there's so many things going on in the meeting. There are speakers, there are evaluators, there's so many things that need to be evaluated, like grammar, like pronunciation, like crutch words, filler words, like the time, etc., etc. Which is why I have 4 assignments to help me with this particular role. They're called the dagger roles, or the timer, the mark counter, the rebellion, and all of this. So to begin, I would like to call the timer. I would like to call each of these role takers to come on stage and explain their roles. Starting with the timer, Toastmaster Aniruddha.
Respected President, Ashita Madam, dear Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Good evening, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am Aniruddha. Today, I have taken the timer role. As a timer, I'll time the table topic, prepared speech, and the evaluation session. Uh, I will also alert each speaker using green, yellow, and red cards, and which denotes the specific time which is remaining for them. And I would like to now let us learn what is the schedule of the cards. The sequence of card will be same for all the sessions. That is for table topic and prepared speech and the evaluation sessions. The the and there will be a grace period of a half minute for each session. Now, for the table topic session, each speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes time, uh, and the card will be shown after 1 minute. Green card will be shown after 1.5 minutes. I will be showing the yellow card, and after 2 minutes, I will be showing the red card. After 2 minutes, they will be having extra 30 seconds they can speak. Then for the speakers, now today we have the icebreaker session. They will be given 4 to 6 minutes. After 4 minutes, I will be showing the green card. After 5 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card, and I will be showing the red card after 6 minutes. For the evaluation, there will be 2 to 3 minutes. The time allotted, like time which is being shown will be 2, 2.5 and 3 minutes. And I will be wishing you all the very best. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuragha. Everyone coming on stage, watch out for these three cards: the green card, the yellow card, and the red card. I'd like to call the time. I like to call the timer of any Toastmasters meeting as the traffic police officer of any Toastmasters meeting, simply because he has the cards which are the same color as that of the symbol. So anyway, thank you, Toastmaster Anuragha. Up next, we have the R counter. Can we have Toastmaster Shubhankar as the R counter?
Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome, guests. This is mostly for the guests, but to reiterate to people who are giving a speech today, we generally don't use the pause or taking the breath as part of speech. Though we remember it when we are practicing, but we don't do it enough when we are on stage. We get a little nervous, and like our president was talking about, our throats run dry, we get excited, and we use to fill up the gaps or the silence with filler words like and repeat certain things just to make the linkage. So I'll be keeping a track of this, not to remind you not to use filler words, but just to be aware that it's okay to take a pause, it's okay to take a breath and continue your speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shubhankar, for that. I looked at the board and I thought, since we are so good speakers, we don't even need an R counter. And I got a little scared right there. So, anyway, thank you, Toastmaster Shubhankar. Up next, we have the grammarian, who's probably not Toastmaster Shubhankar, it's Toastmaster Haritha. So, Toastmaster Haritha, you can.
Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Myself, Aritra. As a grammar is one of the most important part in English language. We often tend to misuse grammar in college presentation, review meetings, and we tend to fall apart. So, as a grammarian, it's my responsibility to see how the speeches are going on and listen carefully to it, and if any misuse are going on. And the word of the day is enamored. It means be filled with love for. An example can be, it is not difficult to see why Edward is enamored by her. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Haritha. Be sure to give a thumbs up or snap your fingers. What's the sign that you guys use? Yeah, snap your fingers. Okay. So be sure to remember to snap your fingers every time anyone on stage uses the word enamel. Last but definitely one of the most important roles in Toastmasters, we have the listener. Can we have Toastmaster Navneet, the listener for today?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Guests as well as Toastmasters. So I'll be your listener in my role today, and as you would agree, as much as the folks speaking here have a task, you as an audience have a task as well to complete the loop. That's when communication is complete, right? So keep your eyes and ears open more so your ears, because I'm going to look out for trivia, tidbits, and even insights to ask you whether you were listening and to know whether you were listening enough attentively towards the end of this session. That's my role. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Navneet. I, together with all of my assignees, will be back with our reports towards the end of the meeting, which is during the evaluation session. I will be back with my report towards the end of the meeting as well. Thank you all. Let's have a fun and a great meeting today, and can I get back to the Toastmaster?
I think new guest has come. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, everyone. My name is Stanley Sebastian. I am from Acharya College doing my MBA.
So, how have you found the club?
Yeah, through Sujan.
Nice.
We met him in last club, I guess in Ramaya. So he gave me this address. So we are here.
Nice.
I with my two friends also.
What is your biggest fear?
Right now, what responsibility of saying? Randomly of saying. In life,
Yeah, like
it is myself.
looking at in mirror.
Yeah, yeah. Not like that. Whatever I have in.
That's nice. So, second guest.
I'm Rakesh. I'm pursuing my MBA in Acharya Institute of Graduate Studies. Basically, I don't know what about this, and my fellow friend Stanley said about this. We have a like fear to speak like in public and all. So in that, let me have a try and so will come. So I came here, and I hope I'll enjoy this.
Nice. So how you found the club?
I
Much of
will.
friends.
Yeah.
Your biggest fear in life?
To be frank, this will be one of the like to go stand over there and speak. And other than that, I'm too much attached to the person, and I have a love and concern to them. And if I lost them, I don't know, I'll be myself. So that is one of my.
Very nice. Third guest. Next guest.
Okay, hi, my name is Darius. I'm their friends. I also study in Acharya doing my MBA. So I don't have that much fear to speak over there, but I don't have that much of grammatical sentences when I speak. So I have to correct all those things. So this was my chance over here to learn something new.
Nice. So biggest fear of your life?
Biggest fear of mine is I don't use my tech properly. That is one of my fear also. I don't know how to use that.
Very nice. So all of you learn good things after joining the club. So proceeding in the meeting to evaluate the first speaker, I would like to call first evaluator. He has done all the roles. He has taken all the roles in the club. He was a president, vice president, accountant. And when he joined the Toastmaster club, I was in a school. He's such a experienced person. I would like to call Mr. Priyadashi on stage to give the project details of our speaker one.
The speaker is attempting level 3 project second. The purpose statement of the project is for the member to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. I would like to add on here because this is a new project to most of us. The member completing this project is practicing the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. To do this, the member presents a topic that is new or unfamiliar to your club members. So all the best to the speaker or to the Toastmaster.
The next speaker, the first speaker I'm going to call is a very interesting person. So listening to his speech, the people fall in love. So he do not have a mentor because is whenever he's giving a speech, the mentor itself fall in love and he married her. He's a comedian, very good speech speaker. So I would like to call Mr. Tarun on stage to deliver the topic.
Okay.
The speech title is Everything You Wanted to Know by We Are Scared to Ask.
But you are scared to ask.
Yeah. L2P2, project number.
Life, my dear friends, is a game which has to be won. We know that. But sometimes things don't go as planned. In Kannada, they say, Salpa, just money. We need to adjust the situations and move on. Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, some of you sitting in this room know that I got married to Krishna. But what you don't know is that I saw a few proposals before I got married. In fact, I saw a matrimonial in the newspaper which read, 3 daughters available, dowry negotiable. I went to this different address and I had 3 girls sitting in front of me, along with a father. The man of the house started. For my first daughter, 2 lakh rupees dowry. For my second daughter, 5 lakh rupees dowry. And for my third daughter, 10 lakh rupees dowry. So why 2 lakhs for your first daughter? He said, little bit thyroid problem. I said, okay, fine. Why 5 lakhs for your second daughter? He said, little bit limping while walking. I said, okay, manageable. I asked him, so 10 lakhs, why 10 lakhs for your third daughter? My favorite daughter, yeah. Little bit pregnant. After listening to that, I decided that if I have to take my chances with marriage, I'd rather fall in love and then get married. And as luck would have it, I found Krishna and Toastmasters, we fell in love and we got married in 2007. And after my marriage, my days were Ananda, but my nights were Nitya. I still remember the morning after my marriage, I came out of the bathroom and Krishna looked at me and she said, what's that white on your chest? I said, what white? I said, this is talcum powder. We Sindhis put talcum powder after bath. What do you South Indians put? She's a South Indian. I said, she said, we put deodorant. I said, are you crazy? Deodorant costs $250. Talcum powder is only 30 rupees. We Sindhis mix it with 10 kilos of atta and use it for 1 month. 1 month later, she also shifted to talcum powder. Well, we are married 15 years, and I must tell you, Trishna is a very, very lucky person. Last month, she won 5 lakh rupees in the Karnataka state lottery. And she called me in the office and gave me the good news. And I hurriedly rushed back home. And as I entered the house, she said, pack your bags, Tarun. So excitedly, I asked her, maybe she's planned for a holiday. Right? So I asked her, where do I plan for? Goa, Ooty, Hawaii, where? I said, who cares? Just pack and get lost. That's what happens after 15 minutes. But I must tell you, in spite of all this, she's got some very, very simple and innocent friends. One of them being so simple that she takes everything at face value. 2 weeks back, we went to the Angsana resort to spend a Sunday. And while we were at the resort, we all decided to go swimming. And this innocent girlfriend of my wife, she had never worn a swimming costume in her life. She came out wearing a 2-piece swimming costume, gifted to her by Krishna, just to be one among the crowd. She came out, and as she was about to enter the pool in church said, stop, madam. 2-piece swimming costume not allowed. So this girl, she was so confused. The poor girl didn't know which piece to remove. The other day, I was speaking to one of my friends, about his marriage. He said, Tarun, I had it all here. Big house, beautiful car. the love of a beautiful lady, and poof, it all vanished. He said, "Man, what happened?" He said, "My wife, she found out about that lady." Your Toastmasters has taught me that to keep for a successful marriage, you need to keep your mouth shut and your signed checkbook open. But it has taught me a lot, not only about communication, but a lot about what women mean when they actually say different words. For example, when they use the word fine, fine, F-I-N-E, is a word they use at the end of an argument when they are right. Anything said after that is a starting of a new argument. The next word they use is nothing. Sometimes I go home and I see Trishna sitting on the bed, quiet, not talking to anybody. Ask her, "Is there something?" She says, "Nothing." That means there is something. And you better be careful, because arguments that start with nothing end up with fine. Sometimes they also use non-verbal type of communication. Sometimes during the course of an argument, they give out a loud sigh, something like. Now, this is a non-verbal type of communication that is often mistaken by a lot of men. What it actually means is that why am I wasting my time and energy fighting with you over nothing? The next phrase they use is, "Go ahead." "Yeah, sure, go ahead." Now, this is a dare, not a permission. Better don't do it. And finally, when she says, "Thank you," a lady is actually thanking you. Don't question or doubt it. Just say, "You're welcome." So, friends, before I leave, I like to give you the last bit of advice about marriage. Always be careful of two words women use. The two most dangerous words they use. It's not "get lost," it's not "go jump," it's not even "who cares." The most dangerous words are "that's okay." What it actually means is that she's thinking really hard and long on how to get you back for your mistake. Let me tell you that when my wife tells me, "Tarun, that's okay," Tarun says to Tarun, "Boss, that's not okay." Mr. Toastmaster.
Really, it was an inspirational speech how to make a woman fall in love and how to handle it after the marriage. So we got to know. Um, the second speech will be evaluated by a person who is a very calm, cool, and very silent person, and is an entrepreneur. I would like to call Mr. Jai Prakash to tell the objective of a project.
Green Dot Furniture. The speaker is attempting his L1P1 project, also known as the icebreaker. The objective of this project is to basically introduce himself to the audience and also to learn the basics of public speaking. Timer, please note the speech is about 4 to 6 minutes. All the rest will speak. Thank you.
The second speaker is a media master who handled Toastmaster Club. He'll take a beautiful picture of the meeting and post on the social media. He worked at Mercedes Benz, and his speech, Mollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood, he's going to introduce today, Sandalwood. That's a speech. He's giving his first speech, L1, P1. All the best to Mr. Chandal.
Has anyone here become a father before getting married? Welcome fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I was born and brought up in Nama, Bengaluru. Back then, the city had less traffic, less pollution, and less chaos. But now, the city has outgrown itself in all aspects, very similar to me. In my childhood, I was a very naughty and mischievous kid. You can see the proof of it on my face with scars and stitches. During my schooling at Vidya Mandir, my favorite pastime was roaming the streets of Malleshwaram, playing basketball in Beagles, and binge eating at Sairam Chats. The opening of the infamous Mantri Mall during my PU was the perfect icing on the cake. Me and my friends spent all our time at Mantri Mall by bunking classes regularly. Coming to my academics, I was an above average student. And you know what above average students in Bengaluru do after their PU? Yes, engineering. I did my engineering from PESET in telecommunication. At the end of 4 years, I got a campus placement offer from one of the regular MNC. But I was very particular in doing a job that was of my interest and my domain. So the search began. After a hard grind of 5 to 6 months, I got 3 offers in a space of a week. Among them, I chose Mercedes-Benz, the fruit I got for believing in myself and not giving up. Coming to my family, we are a family of 4. Myself, my mother, Esveda, who is a homemaker, my younger sibling, Nayana, and lastly, Scotch, my cute German Shepherd. Dare to call him a dog. He's my child. I got to experience all the duties and love of fatherhood as I took care of him when he was small for me. The only way to ever get pure unconditional love is to get a dog. Going back, I would like to recall when I was 23 years old, an untoward and painful event happened in my life. I was at office and I got a call from home that my father was experiencing chest pain. I rushed back home to find my mom in tears. Our little world had turned upside down. My father was a one-man army who was running the show nonchalantly, but now we were left alone to fend for ourselves. But my mother stood strong like a lioness to take care of both her children. This unfortunate incident made us bond and grow stronger together. Whatever little success I've achieved in my life till now, I would like to attribute it to the 2 wonderful women in my life, my mother and my sister. Chandan. Yes, that's my name. Chandan in Kannada means sandalwood. As sandalwood is used in various applications, I am also a multifaceted person. I dangle between various activities that I love, from volunteering into NGOs, portrait photography, and of course, a full-time job at Mercedes-Benz. Currently, I'm working on self-driving cars, which is a futuristic and cutting-edge technology. Apart from all this, I'm an avid traveler. Don't believe me? I travel every day, from Bell Circle to Whitefield and back. But jokes apart, I've been to 8 different countries and part of 3 Himalayan treks. My aim in life is to become an entrepreneur and a successful businessman. And I hope the experience at Sunshine will help me improve my communication and leadership skills. Few months back, when I joined Sunshine, being the introvert I am, I was struggling to converse, network, and create an identity. Luckily, our ex-president TM Diona asked me to volunteer to organize the upcoming trip. Without any inhibition, I gave my 100% to the task at hand. Within a few days, I got a message from our current president, Harshita, about the upcoming election. And she even managed to convince me in the same conversation to contest for the election for the role of PPPR, in spite of me not even knowing the full form of it. By the time I could contemplate my decision, I was already on stage contesting for the election. But my work spoke for itself, and I won the election for the role of VPPR. It is my honor to take up the leadership role at VPPR, and with this speech, I am beginning my communication journey. I would like to summarize my thoughts right now to conclude. I don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. Thank you.
whoever give the first speech, ice-breaking speech, everyone will stand up and clap for them to encourage. So we only saw the sandalwood, but we experienced the aroma of a sandalwood. Student, we got many things. The second speech, third speech, to give the project details about third speech, I would like to call a person. He is a young and very dynamic. He's a quick learner, and if I want anything, I will call him before the session. He will give an idea. Even though he's very young, he'll give an idea to me how to remember the things and how to do not get panic on stage. So I would like to call Mr. Srujan and come on stage to tell the project details.
Good evening, everyone. Especially good evening to Aruna. Our speech is L1P2, which is writing a speech on purpose. The speech title is Happiness is everything, and happiness is enjoying little things in life. Back to Timo. All the best for the speech.
The third speaker, she is very innocent, decent, and she is immediately taking a second step. I have given a first pitch, I could not able to do second one, but she decided to move further at the Toastmaster journey. So I would like to call Aruna to deliver the speech. Happiness is enjoying the little thing in life. She is Project L1 Feet.
Happiness is enjoying the little things in life. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
Have you ever thought what happiness means to you? As a child, for me, happiness meant from owning a Barbie doll to performing well in the school. And then it got upgraded to a level where I was chasing the life to earn a good job to finding a partner. And then finding a dream home to owning a car. Now it's all about career and then being the best parent for my child. And the list goes on. I'm sure most of you can connect to me. But even after achieving some of these, I still have this question within me. Is this the happiness that I was looking for? Am I really happy? Have you ever wondered, as I did? According to psychology, happiness is the state of emotional well-being when a person experiences something good at a specific moment. Or happiness is a person's evaluation of one's life and accomplishment. And this happiness is different for each one of us. Somebody is happy by earning a good lot of money. Somebody is happy by dreaming and getting a good job. Whereas there are people who are happy by having a very good delicious meal, or be it when they have some good family time. On the other hand, there are people who are really happy when they go on a good walk with their family, when they get drenched in the rain. There was an interesting assessment conducted by psychologists to understand what are some of the factors connected to happiness. Surprisingly, the study showed up that people's happiness is not really connected to some of the so-called life goals like job, career, income levels, or prestige. People are more happy when they are having good social relationship and when they have good community and some other internal factors like one's behavior, character, and personality. And that being said, there's a popular notion that says the way people look at the world actually influences the happiness of for them. So, looking at all of this, don't you think we are all misled or we are missing something important in our life? All these are influences of happiness that gives you a temporary effect of pleasure, pride, and prestige. So I went back in time to understand what are some of the happiest moments of my life. I'm a mother. Being a mother, we have this common moments of joy when we give birth to a child. I went back to see, am I really happy at that moment in time? So something opened up. So it was a sense of satisfaction and relief. And post that, it was a roller coaster ride of sleepless night and postpartum. But the real joy and happiness started when I saw my son connecting to me, responding to me through his eyes, through his smile, through his baby gestures and movements and sound. These were the moments where I really got involved with him by forgetting myself and the environment around me. That's when I understood what happiness is. What are these moments of happiness? From heartfelt gratitude to a sincere appreciation to a person, or immersing myself to just cooking something special for my family, or even throwing myself to a project with a great involvement. All this gave me absolute sense of happiness and satisfaction to the best ability of myself. This is happiness for me. Recently, I also recently after so many years, I saw a very beautiful rainbow in the midst of green, bushy uh, chain of mountains. It was a heart-filling experience. I was so happy that I didn't experience the same amount of joy when I recently got promoted. A couple of years back, these accomplishments were something that used to be days to celebrate. But what I realized is, for a person, the definition of happiness changes through different stages of life. Then that's how I realized happiness is something that we enjoy in small things. We are all missing something we through ignorance, and we just ignore the through our busy life. All that matters is we need to get back, understand these small things, and not regret later. And all that matters is you being a child, like who's happy and who's involved in everything possible, being that curious child to see what life throws at you, no matter what world thinks about you. Being that happy child by opening up ourselves to all the life situation, by embracing and showing the love and gratitude to the world, and yeah, open up that little happiness within you to say that this little things matters. So this moment of happiness is something that's part of my life, and that's how I tell you happiness is something you decide, and that's your pursuit of happiness. Thank you.
By her speech, what I understood is happiness is just a positive perception. Unhappiness is a negative perception. So one thing coming to mind, we want to be rich. I want to go to Dubai, so I'll be happy. But Dubai Sheikh, she ran away from the palace. She came to India border and she also uh, returned back to the Dubai. So we all just feel that in a different way. So happiness is just in your mind. So if you want to be happy, you have to decide. You have to think positively. That's what I learned from our speech. Nice speech. So this is the end of our first part. We will take a quick break for 10 minutes. What's the time?
8:05.
Okay, by 8:05 we will get back. Break.
How was your